Computer.
Oh, wait, we do have an ad?
No ad, and it's already recording.
I'm already there, like a whisper in the wind. He's at that red, dead.
Take a look around.
Quick little news here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I ever talked about it on this particular podcast. I did on my other particular podcast.
Oh, give it a shout out. Where do they find it at?
We can get deep on this, my boys. So, remember, I used to claim that, hey, I think somebody's faking cancer. Ooh. And that's quite the claim. It's also a very scary claim because if you call somebody out on faking cancer,
you're an ass. That
is like, you better be sure that they're faking cancer or you're fucked. But I'm not the only one. There's a podcast on Sirius XM that call him out. I mean, they definitely, I don't know if they did their like homework, but they definitely called him out about anything, played the clips. He was on Ellen. His name is Quincy Jones.
Yep. We knew
Quincy
him
Jones, a comedian. He got an HBO. Yeah, that's how before I knew any details or anything, I said, this dude is the biggest, like, all Colby said was, hey, you remember Quincy Jones from college? Like, he just got an HBO special. I'm like,
no, I didn't even tell you that.
Dude's the biggest.
I didn't even tell you that. I just said,
you just said, remember Quincy Jones. And I said, that dude was the biggest bullshitter I've ever met in my fucking life. And I wasn't even like friends with him. He was he was never really funny, but he was always kind of cool, but he would just say like the craziest shit. Like he would say, so I guess a little backstory. So this guy me and Colby went to college with, he got an HBO special because he went on Ellen and he claimed he had terminal cancer and she ended up giving it to him. But me and Colby went to college with this guy. And so Colby said, remember Quincy Jones? I said, biggest bullshit ever. He used to say that he had a Visa Black card and he could spend as much money as he wanted ever. And we're in like college and stuff. I'm like, dude, that sounds like I didn't call him out, but I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, there's no way.
He was just one of those guys that always had a story or like a brag about everything.
Yeah, and he was just always bullshitting about whatever. But also, didn't he get he was way older than us, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I always tell the story about when I was reffing a basketball game. And when you ref intramurals, you let a lot of like the wristbands and little stuff, like even sometimes like you let a lot of like earrings and stuff go because that's on them at that point. If like your ear gets hit, it's on them. But I remember going up to him before I was reffing this game, and I was like, can you play in that ankle bracelet? And he was like, oh yeah, man, I'm on house arrest. I'm like, you can come here. He goes, oh, I told him I had a game for an hour, so as long as I'm home within an hour, I don't get arrested. So then I went up to another guy on his team whose name was Dre. And I'm like, what did he do to get on house arrest? He goes, oh, bro, we were playing open gym at Ellensburg High School. So this guy's like 28 when we were all like 22, maybe even older. And
he was like low 30s, I thought.
Yeah, he could have been.
Yeah.
So I guess we could easily look it up, his age. But so the house arrest story is they were playing like open gym at the high school. And I guess it was like good runs. Like it was really good basketball. And he undercut a dude. And then the dude got up and was like, what the hell, man? And then Q punched him in the face. Well, the kid was 16.
Jesus Christ.
And went on full meme, I'm going to tell my dad mode, went and told his dad. And then they pressed charges. So he got put on house arrest for assaulting a minor.
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
fuck. But he got to play in the game. I was like, can you put like tape over it or something? He's like, oh man, you can't even get your fingers in there. I'm like, all right.
He's just like, but so now, he got an HBO special, which, that's a pretty goddamn big deal, Like,
you would argue the biggest thing you can get as a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's full-blown front stage. I don't get how HBO agreed to something like that. Oh, I get it, because he fucking said he had terminal cancer and he only had a little bit to live. Because if Ellen asked them, like, they'd look like dicks for denying it. So on the show, or the Ellen show, like, she even asked, she's like, hey, like, why don't you have why is your beard there? Or like, and why is your hair all there? And he's like, it's just started growing, like just complete bullshit. Now, from his standpoint, I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate. Like, I guess if I guess if you weren't going anywhere, you know, what do you got to lose? You know, he raised a shitload of money in on GoFundMe, I believe, to, you know, his I guess dream was to film a special with HBO. Ellen hooked it up, but it's crazy. Like, make sure, you know, why wouldn't they fucking, you know, dive super deep and to make sure, like, that's definitely got to, it's never going to come out publicly, but that's got to be a black eye on Ellen, you know?
I'm reading. Hold on. I'm just reading this Reddit post really quick. This is the older one.
Is it a recent one?
No, it's the older one. I'm gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so like the dudes on. I think
so
the dudes on
follow people up about what the people on the Sirius show said.
Oh, so they basically just literally are saying the same like shit that I'm saying, but they were like, but so apparently I didn't watch the episode, but they get him in on the next podcast, which would be, I'd be very interested listening to. And apparently he gets on the podcast and he fucking doubles down on everything. He was supposed to die like 4 or 5 years ago.
So he had an episode, a little more backstory too. The first Reddit thread that I'm talking about, he went on and doubled down another time, and the episode was called like, "Why Aren't You Dead?" Yeah. Remember that one? And he's just like, a lot of people don't believe me. That's a weird thing to lie about, but it's like, well, a guy lied about getting beat up by 2 white dudes that had mega hats on. Like, I don't believe anything nowadays.
Yeah. Why is it I don't think it's a weird thing to lie about. I think it's like the perfect thing to lie about, because look where it, you know, he's a shitty comedian. So that's why that's not why he didn't get other shows, because he's a shitty comedian. But that being said, like, look where it fucking got him, like main stage on Ellen. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying that, like, it's not a shitty, it's a, like, morally it's shitty, but look what it fucking, like, he was literally a fucking nobody, and he was on Ellen, got an HBO special, all because he lied and said he had cancer. And, like, cancer's an interesting thing to lie about, because, like, nobody's good. Like, 99% of the people aren't going to be like, "Hey, you're lying." You know,
well, it's affected so many people everyone has a contact with it nowadays. It's just such a nasty thing that you don't want to be the dude. Like you were saying at the start, you don't want to be the guy to make the accusation. Like, you're lying, because if he does die from cancer, you look like the biggest.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such like a touchy, private, you know, sensitive subject that, you know. That's why a lot of people on Reddit are like, dude, why would you even doubt that? Like, what the fuck? But that's what, like, I feel like we should, you know?
It's almost like it's almost like, to go to like Breaking Bad as an example here. It's almost like he found the crime to like wash his money in the place that no one would look. So like his cancer was like the laundry or the car wash, you know, where like Basically, no one's going to question. Yeah. Basically, no one's going to question like a mom with 2 kids, or with a kid running a laundry or a car wash, right?
Yeah.
But they don't know that all of her husband's dirty money is getting funneled through it. So it's like no one's going to come and question one part of it and dig deeper, because you don't.
The masses won't question.
Yeah, you don't want to scratch that first layer, because what if it is just a mom trying to like make money to support her family? You look like a dick if you're like, why did you open up a car wash here, huh? What's really going on?
Now let's take, if I would have just, so pretty much everybody in like the comedy community knows that he's bullshitting, because they know him, like they've been around him, they know him. I would have never doubted it if I didn't have previous like contacts with him, you know. I'm like, oh, he's on Ellen and this 100% shit must have happened, you know. Like there's not really, like, I had no care to even like dive any deeper. But since I knew the guy and I knew he was a bullshitter, I'm like, fuck that. Like, this guy is not, there's no way. I mean, I think he might have had something wrong with his stomach, maybe even some form of cancer in there that probably was easily like to remove or something along those lines. And he just fucking rolled with this crazy story that he had, you know, that he,
it's like when you lie to your parents, dude, and you're just like, uh-oh, and you just keep going and going and going. It should have just stopped. He just kept going. But it got away.
But let's take, for instance, so if I lied about cancer. Like, I wouldn't fucking continue to, I would, if your big claim to fame, wasn't your HBO special, was that you are living with terminal cancer and you're dying soon. Wouldn't that be plastered all over? You're like wouldn't that be plastered all over your social media and stuff? On his social media, it's like him drinking beers and shit. Like, it's like, dude, you're supposed to be playing this.
Or you'd go nowhere, or you just would go silent for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And then you could be like, oh yeah, no, it's I'm in remission or whatever.
So my wife had colitis. Alita had colitis, which is like one of the worst things you can get inside your all that crap. Like, if she said that hurt worse than giving birth. But it's amazing that like this dude would not post about like how many times we were in the hospital for that.
Oh yeah.
You would think he would have posted one picture in the hospital, because I'm sure the treatment's a lot worse than that. We were in there like twice a week and then she had to do like blood stuff where they had to like put new blood in and take blood out. Like, it was crazy. And you would think that at some point, like, she couldn't have drank or anything, and this dude was just rolling through like nothing was going down.
Dude, I have more pictures from Rachel giving birth in this last time than he did for anything about cancer or hospital.
And to take the devil's advocate argument of like keeping stuff in, like maybe you just don't want to post that. The thing is then you would post nothing. You would just be silent. You wouldn't be posting party pics. This also leads to a good like topic spin-off of this is like, so we can use Ellen as the perfect example here. Like, isn't it crazy that the media, I know that this is like super conspiracy and I wish we had Pat on for this, but like the media literally can control your perspective and thoughts on certain things. Even if it's someone like me and you who like, we don't watch the news. We don't watch Fox News. We don't watch CNN. We don't watch I'm speaking for you here, but I'm pretty sure you don't watch any of that bullshit. And
I watched
Ellen,
the Today Show.
We weren't watching Ellen, but we saw like the clips and stuff. So it's like the media can say, oh, this thing is what's going on. This is what's happening, and paint this picture in your head to where you like, oh, this is, I feel bad for this guy. Like, oh, this is cool. This is a nice heartfelt story. But in the end, it's like, how many more stories that are out there from Ellen or CNN or Fox or all this stuff that are just people lying that are now on Ellen?
Yeah. Well, but take for instance, like this guy or like him on Ellen, like why, like, I bet you Ellen's people now, like people have probably taught and said messages, been like, hey, this guy's faking it. Like, it's just crazy that they'll like utilize this person and like, they made profits and stuff from his show. They'll utilize this person because they said he had cancer. But when it comes to like shitting on this person for lying, they would never do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's like the weird thing. The weird thing is like we see it. Why are they not doing both ends? But I also get from like a business standpoint. It's like when people on Twitter, whenever there's like a mass shooting or something, they'll always say like, don't share the killer's face. Don't give him this. Don't give him that. And then morally, we'll talk about the moral high ground again. Like CNN makes way more fucking money when they polarize and feature the past, the present, and what was going on with the shooter. Every time. They do it every time. They put his face on there, and that's not the right thing to do, but then you think as like a business, like we posted stuff sometimes we're like, okay, we'll post it. But it's like people are on there to see that stuff. It's not like there's no audience to see the shooter. Like that's the first thing I look up.
Yeah, think about it this way. So like we would hope for Dude Comedy that stories would come along that were fucked up, not necessarily like shootings and stuff like that, but like a teacher getting caught, or somebody getting caught in a, classroom, having sex or something. Like, we would fucking hope that shit would come up. But like, imagine how much more like money these news stations make when there is a school shooting or there is some fucking wild, race bait story, like, so that's like, how could you not want that shit to happen?
Oh no, for sure. And that's like, when I always talk about when people are like, "Oh, why did you guys really shut down? Like, stop doing stuff?" It wasn't just the ads and everything. Is I think we both came to the point where we realized, as two dudes, we relied on so many layers of things. So we needed, first of all, we needed someone to have something bad happen to them, funny happen to them, crazy happen to them. Not only that, then it had to be filmed, and then not only filmed, good enough quality that we could make a good thumbnail, compelling story, some back information. By that point, everyone else has that article. So it's like the reason why we did really good is because we would take something that had none of that other stuff and just be like, all right, what do you want to say happened?
Yeah.
What do you want?
No, yeah, I mean, it's also there's like no, it was cool. We made good money, but there's no like means to an end doing that stuff. Like we would never, the business wasn't worth much without having like my page. We were never going to sell, my page, but it was like, we were just so like numb to fucking stories. And we always were like, hey, this is a kind of cool video. We could probably put some twist on it to make it seem like,
yeah, some twist would sometimes be like, we would sit there and just on Skype go back and forth on these spins and of headlines. And it was just like, sometimes there were a few times where I'd post it. I'm like, we are definitely getting a message from someone that knows this person.
But speaking of cool stuff, did you know today is this shit fucking annoys me so much, which
I can't wait.
It makes no fucking sense at all. It literally doesn't do anything for anybody. Maybe like a tiny bit of awareness.
But I bet you National Day?
Yeah. National Equal Pay Day.
I thought it was National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
Well, yeah. So apparently it's National Equal Pay Day and National Autism Day. You think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. But it's just, I mean, cool. Like, who doesn't? Like, the thing is, like, they bring up these fucking days that's like, who doesn't think, is there anybody out there that literally is just like, well, I think men should be paid more for doing the same work? Like, does anybody fucking say that? Does anybody even believe that?
No,
I mean, I know there are, but like, is there a large enough percentage of people that truly believe that and like want men to be paid more for the same work? Like, I don't fucking think so. Like,
no, and that's what we've had this discussion before too, how it's like when you look at examples and everything, and then you pull up like top earning like female CEOs and female positions of like people who have good jobs. It's like, these people all, like, make more than my friends who went to school with the same degrees, and it's nothing that they did. It's just they worked hard.
Yeah, and I think like more what it is, it's not necessarily like, it's just like same position, same business.
But I don't know anywhere that does that. Where like if you and somebody who had the same credentials as you got a job at the same time, and you guys, so let's use my buddy Andy, for example. If you guys both had the same IT degree, the same amount of experience, let's say 6 years of experience, and you both got system admin jobs, I bet you Andy and you, or if you were a girl, sorry, I bet you if you guys got down there and everything, filled out all the contracts and got hired, you'd probably make the same amount of money. And if you didn't, then I would see there was a problem. But I don't
exactly. Like if you got hired at the exact same time, exact same scenario, it's going to be the same. Like I don't see any company that's like, oh shit, this is a
unless we're oblivious, unless we don't. And so unless we're wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's how you hire people. You know who would know is Ken. I'll send this to Ken.
Yeah. I mean, there's no, like, I just don't see any company being like, you're fucking wrong. Like now let's take for instance, like if there's a CEO of Yahoo, which I believe is a woman. I'm not 100% sure.
I know it was for a while. Let me look.
Now she was CEO for 3 years.
Yeah, Marissa Mayer.
Okay. Now she was CEO for 3 years and then she got fired and then they brought in a new CEO. What?
This is funny. Sorry, that person that I named off was only the CEO for 130 days, and she made $7.3 million.
Oh, no.
Okay, sorry, keep going. I don't know who the current one is.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, so say she got fired. Well, the next fucking CEO will probably make more money than her, whether it's a female or a male.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, there is that man.
Oh, there's all racist Ken. You just wake up, dog? What the fuck?
What's up, dude?
Hey, Ken, we got a corporate question. Are you at work or at home?
I'm at home today.
Nice. Hey, we had a corporate question for you. All right. So
All right,
today's
shoot away.
today's
You need to adjust your angles there, dog.
today
Sorry.
today is National. What's it called, Kyle? National Equal Pay Day.
Equal pay day.
Today's National Equal Pay Day, right? So as in corporate where you work, because we're oblivious to this, we don't know. If you and somebody are the same qualifications, would you at Costco get the same pay as a girl? Starting out, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
So you guys got if you had the same qualifications, you got hired the same fucking exact day.
They don't offer you
to make the same money as her.
no, we have like a set wage scale.
Yeah, that's what
exactly.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But what we're saying is like they make these days like equal pay day or equal pay. But like, do any corporations or anybody literally like look at a woman and be like, "Oh, I'm going to pay her less"? No, all corporations are structured, and
100%.
they're also structured for growth and promotion as well.
Right. Oh, in today's world, corporations, that's how their model is. And honestly, they save money like that by not, forcing them to go unions when you have set scales where you don't have to negotiate contracts. Everything's like where I work at Costco, everything's built in. Like you hit a certain amount of hours, you just get your next raise. You don't have to like wait.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying. It's like, what are people fucking needing to have a equal, like it's equal pay national day or whatever. Like, do we really need a day for that? Like I was telling Colby, I'm like, I'm pretty sure like 98% of the people agree that same job, same skills should be paid equally.
Yeah, it's the weird professions like the WNBA where people make the argument, but it's like,
but go ahead and pay them. Go ahead and pay them LeBron money and see how quickly that folds.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
It would fold in 6 games.
And they wouldn't get off the ground.
Like people, that's the problem. That's what the problem is. Like people don't understand the mass. They're just because they're the same sport does not mean they're the same corporation. But they're like they're both playing basketball. Well,
the TV deal for one game in the NBA, this is off a little bit, I believe, but I think one game in the NBA, like the TV deal, equals one entire team season of advertising for WNBA. In one game, they make it
crazy.
But that makes sense though, because they signed that huge deal, and the WNBA is on what, ESPN, which owns they're not paying them a ton of money. So then you can't pay the players a ton of money.
And you can't market your self-interest either, which is ridiculous. Like I just read this super cool article today on how LeBron's first shoe deal went down with the negotiations, where he was like, it was Reebok came in at the most. They were offering, this is back in 2003. He's like 18 years old. Offered him 10 years, like $115 million when it was all said and done. Like Nike came back in and offered him 7 years at $70 million with a $15 million signing bonus. So 7 years at $85 million, which is crazy. But now think of like,
well, he probably got a bigger deal his second time around.
Oh, right.
He's lifetime now. He's signed for life.
I mean, he signed this deal before he even was drafted by the Cavaliers, which is crazy. But then like turn around like Brittany Griner, probably the most prominent female basketball player to ever come out of college basketball. You want that same? Who the hell is going to pay her that money? Get out of here.
Well, and so again, this is not like we're on the same page. Everyone is like corporate America. You go to the same job, you do the same thing. But people use that argument, like Kyle said, like LeBron James' Nike deal that he signed in 2015 is for $1 billion.
Jesus.
Wow.
So this is a kid from Akron, Ohio, who signed a deal on top of how much money he makes playing basketball, on top of how much money he makes from all his other endorsements, for $1 billion.
What's the vice versa of that for something women do?
Mary Kay, like a really popular Kylie Jenner.
Shit. Bingo, dude. That's a perfect one. She's the richest female in the world, right?
Kylie
Billions
Jenner
of dollars. Yeah. And I don't know what she does. Like, I still don't.
She has her own makeup line.
Well, I get that, but why? She's just famous because freaking O.J. Simpson murdered her, or his husband or his wife.
Yeah, it's more because her sister
Well, no, it starts though. It starts there, and then it goes.
Right, dude. Like, if you ever go down that O.J. Simpson like butterfly effect, it's absolutely wild. Like,
Have
you know,
you
from O.J.
Did
Dude,
you
it's
see the
mind-blowing.
meme that's like with what's her name? Why can't I think of Bruce Jenner's wife or old
Chris
wife?
Jenner.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Jenner brought Bruce Jenner to. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like sitting next to Bruce Jenner with the
Rob
lawyer,
Kardashian in there.
and then OJ because she had relationships with all of them, right?
Yes, well, allegedly with OJ, but I don't know if that was ever proven.
They even say, don't they think like Courtney or whatever could be
Chloe
could be OJ's daughter?
Yeah, I think she did a DNA test though, and she wasn't.
I don't think she's black enough.
Yeah. So what's funny about the OJ butterfly effect that Ken's talking about? I've seen the meme. It's like, so OJ Simpson didn't rush for a touchdown that like put the Bills into another game or something, and then it was like after like that then he went and like killed whatever. I don't remember what happened, but then it was like, if OJ wouldn't have done that touchdown and then Buffalo wouldn't have done this, then he wouldn't have went home and done that, then he wouldn't have killed his wife, and then Kim Kardashian's dad wouldn't have been his lawyer, then Kim Kardashian wouldn't have been Paris Hilton's friend because she wouldn't have been famous, and then she wouldn't have had sex with Ray J, and then it was just kept going, and I was like, oh my
You know
God.
how
Dude,
many
it is
jo-
wild, dude.
You know how many jokes are made about like OJ killing and stuff, but like go look at the actual like crime scene, and you'll be like, oh God, like
Oh, I know, it's
it
crazy.
ain't a fucking joke. like he like brutally slit the dude's throat that almost like cut his head off. Like I think
Yeah.
hers too. Like it's pretty fucking brutal.
Well,
She
we've
got
talked about
stabbed,
it.
like multiple times.
Yeah, oh yeah. But hey, he's innocent, man. Glove didn't fit.
Right? Blood didn't fit. Dude, that's such a good documentary show on that too. Like,
The FX one?
The one with
Yeah,
Ross.
Yeah, the one with Ross
Yep.
is Kim Kardashian's dad. But we were talking about that. It's like the FX one paints it as like nice, colorful, like this. But then Kyle watched like the real documentary where it's like, oh,
yeah, dude,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Hey,
Speaking of
go
good
ahead.
shows, hold on.
I was gonna say Game of Thrones something.
Oh, Game of Thrones is also coming up, but dude, True Detective is this season is pretty good so far. I just
dude,
started
I was
watching
actually
it, but
I just was watching that on the plane yesterday and this morning. I'm like 6 episodes deep. It's super
Yeah.
good.
I'm not that far yet, just because Rachel keeps fucking falling asleep.
So don't say anything. Hey, Game of Thrones. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to the lines of sports betting. Game of Thrones, new line. A guy has jumped Jon Snow to be on the end of the throne when the season fades out.
Dude,
What?
don't even say it. Don't even
Don't.
say it because there's been too many, like, somebody already leaked like the first episode.
But this, I think what Odd Sharks do though is more just playoff speculation and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure we've already talked about how this won't happen, but yeah, that came out, and I
feel like they can't let it be Jon Snow though. Like
it won't be. There's no way. There's no way.
Did you see they dropped the new teaser trailer today?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I watched
Dude,
after
it's
this.
wild. It's wild. There's like nobody in it, and it's out Winterfell. Everything is just fucked up and like hell of snow everywhere. And then Jon Snow's sword is in the snow and no one's around.
Ah, can't wait, dude.
Dude, watch it. It's really good.
So Arya Stark was on Jimmy Fallon yesterday for April Fool's Day, and she pranked everybody and like the audience. It was so weird. Like she's doing all the stuff, and then she's like, "Yeah, it was really sad, when I read that Arya dies in episode 2." And she goes, and then Jimmy Fallon plays along and is like, and they both like goes like, and the audience just goes dead silent. And then she's like, "Can we cut that out?" And then he's like, "Yeah, here, we'll just like it's fine." And she's like, looks like she's about to cry. And then she's like, "They're gonna be so mad at me. Can like nobody tweet that or like I don't know what to do." And then he's like, we'll just start over." And like so that he's like, bring in the applause. So then everyone starts clapping. And he's like, we're here. Da, da, da. And she just gets up and walks away. And then he's like, "April Fools!"
That's funny.
Dude,
He did it so good.
Speaking of April Fools, like so our neighbor, when we had the big snowstorm and there was just complete chaos in our neighborhood because it wasn't getting cleared. So like I don't know if this was an April Fool's joke or they're actually moving, but one of our neighbors yesterday said Lisa and I are making an announcement that we're moving. Within the next 10 to 14 days, our Curtis Lang home will go on the market. If you know anyone that you want to be your new neighbor, send them our way. We will miss most everyone, but definitely not all of you. but I don't know if they're
No,
serious or not.
They're probably serious, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever happened to the dude with the big rock area? Is he still living in the neighborhood?
Shinda, yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Just
Yeah, I liked a couple of his posts, so I think we're back on good terms.
Dude, that's funny. I wonder if they really are just putting it up and they're just sick of everyone.
Yeah, I don't know, but that reminds me. Today I got to make what does it say? When it's April 2nd and she's still pregnant, and then to do me doing drinking bleach.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
meme.
Yeah, so just for but I've already done like the drinking bleach, and I said when she said she's pregnant, so I don't fucking know. Like, what do I
Dude,
do
who
here?
cares? Just post it anyway.
Yeah, can
But
we
you
go
know,
silent?
I bet you won't crack one of those Miller Lights right now.
No, I know
Yeah,
I won't.
definitely won't. Yeah, I'm at home with the kiddo today, and he's talking in the background.
Yeah, well, we just had to
Goddamn
get you
kid.
on there for that corporate America. We were just guessing, and I'm like, why guess? Let's just get Ken on here.
Right. All right, fellas, I'm out. This kid is demanding my attention.
Bye, buddies.
Dices.
He said something I Googled it and then I switched to the LeBron deal, but I don't remember what it was now. All right, there we go. Now we don't look stupid for just guessing what happens to real people with real jobs. We just
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, yeah, I don't fucking know. I mean, we're not women. We don't know. We just feel like we make less.
I think if you went to or Alita Works and you went and you were like, hey, I want to work the front desk of this orthodontist, I don't think they'd pay you any less than her.
Yeah, I don't think they would hire me, honestly. Why the fuck would they want a dude introing people,
Hi, I'm Kyle.
Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is Chicka.
Oh, I remember what I looked up. The AAF, which was like the American whatever football league, right? Probably should know what it stands for before I say it out loud. So the first owner sold it to a guy named Tom Dundon. Tom Dundon took over after week 2 because they were having financial problems. So they sold a big part of the company to this guy. Today, the AAF will suspend all football operations today. New owner, Tom Dundon, will lose approximately $70 million on his investment. Dundon makes decision against the wishes of the league's co-founders. So now he literally took it over and then shut it down. Shut it down!
Why?
They must just be bleeding out money.
So they're done?
Yeah, it's just weird though and sad because Johnny Manziel just made his debut and it spiked the ratings more than they were, but now poor Johnny's back to he's probably gonna have to go. I don't even know what's
so
left.
It's really already shut down like that?
That's what Darren Ravel just tweeted.
No way. Well, that's not good news for the XFL. Let's see.
Well, the thing with the XFL,
AAF suspends operations in first season.
So the thing with the XFL, the only thing that will make it work. So the AAF tried to be really good, like JV NFL football, right?
Yeah.
If I was in charge of the XFL, I would focus on ways I could tweak the game just enough to make it more exciting. But AAF wanted to be on Fox and CBS and stuff like that. They need to focus on being an internet-based service. Stream your games on Bleacher Report, stream them on Twitter.
Would Bleacher Report want to do that?
Bleacher Report was the AAF's biggest partner.
Oh.
They streamed all their games on there, and then the new BR app, whatever. I always see the ads for it.
I just don't get. Did they really think that things? That's just crazy. What is that 6 games in?
That's a lot of millions too. But I think though it's so arena football has an audience because it's a shorter field, yada yada yada. But it's just not marketable because it's too fake of football.
Yeah.
And if you could find a middle ground between what we see in the arena football and real football, then you could have at least a chance. But if
Should
XFL
just
goes,
fucking play flag football. That'd be so much cooler to watch.
dude, Vic was the Vic's team almost won the championship. It had like Vic, Javid Best, like all these dudes on. You
Yeah.
never saw that, like the national.
Oh, I saw that. That was sweet.
Dude, when I think about like how like the guys we play against, and then how like they're in that other league that's super competitive, and then I see these guys play, it's like, oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, dude, my back is hurting.
Uh-oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Just a weenie shot from Kyle there.
Oh, jeez. Cool.
I was gonna say at the title of this episode in the thumbnail, I'll put like an old one of us and be like, Burns and Jimmy are officially back, and then I'll be like, April Fools.
Do it. Do it. All right, sounds good. How deep we in, dudes?
9:41, 40-ish minutes.
Okay.
30. We can call it.
My back is just hurting, so I got to stand up.
All right, let's thanks everyone for watching this show.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Quincy Jones, fuck you, cancer faking fuckface.
Uh-oh, got aggressive at the end. All right, I'm going to stop this, and I think it ends everything, so I will message you after.
All right, I'm going to help Bryant take off his snow bike.
Oh, nice.
And I have to help Jared, too. What the fuck is wrong with these guys? What am I, just a go-to mechanic?
Let me guess, you did it by yourself?
Oh, yeah, I did it in like 30 minutes.
What a bunch
Fucking
of
cowards.
Cowards. All right, see ya.